So it looks like we're getting a newbie coming to the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And what exactly is happening with the rest of the cast? Is everyone returning? And is that a good idea for The Real Housewives of Potomac and their viewers? Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So the news broke last night. There is a possible newbie coming to the Real Housewives of Potomac. But before we get even into that and the newbie in the background and what we can expect from this new person, let's talk about Ashley Darby. So Ashley Darby hosted the ladies the first group event over the weekend for her housewarming. As you know, Ashley has moved out of her apartment with Michael Darby because they're divorcing. At this point, she could have filed for divorce. And at this point, we would have known if she had filed for divorce. Do you think that it's a storyline? Or is it just a way for Michael Darby to cheat freely and us not judge him because they're divorcing? Who knows? Also, what's the update on the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit, the $2 million defamation lawsuit against Candace Dillard Bassett? I'm sure we'll hear more about that maybe during the season. I doubt it. I doubt it. A defamation lawsuit like that, a lawsuit in general, they're not going to bring that up on the Real Housewives of Potomac. But that's something that we should keep in mind if there are continued issues between Ashley and Candace during the season. Right before the season ended, expected that Robyn Dixon and Charisse, all of these people probably would not return next season, especially Robyn Dixon, because of everything that played out in regards to Juan Dixon, the hotel, the other woman, and all the other stories. But some of you have also said Bravo would be fools not to capitalize off of the interest in Robyn right now, because now she finally has a storyline. We have to address her holding back in regards to Juan cheating. You know, Karen's going to be bringing it up and talking about it. She even said it on her own YouTube channel. Now we actually have something to confront Robyn on. We also have to talk about Juan Dixon losing his job over at Coppin State. You know, that's going to be a part of her storyline. And how is that going to affect the household and their relationship? There's also been multiple cheating allegations in regards to Robyn. So at least for this season, Robyn does have something to address. A few things. But some of you said, we don't even care at this point. We already know what we need to know. What is she going to show us at this point? This interesting relationship that no one believes? Well, maybe. Along with that, we saw at this housewarming party that Deborah, Ashley's friend who had allegations against Chris Bassett, was also at this event. But let me tell you something, because I know a lot of people are going to run with, oh my gosh, she's back this season. Please understand, we've seen this with Charisse. Just because these housewives might be, or these friend doves, or these random guests are filming, doesn't mean that they will make the final cut. Look at Charisse. They showed us video footage of Charisse from seasons ago that we never saw because they edited her out. And she's been at multiple events over the years and just has been edited out.
Hell no.
So just because we see Deborah with a photograph at this housewarming doesn't mean that we will hear from her. Doesn't even mean that we will even see her. These producers and editors they're almost like witches. They are really good with the editing.
Hold on, guys. I have to get in front. Hold on.
I will not believe that Deborah will be back, because Deborah, you are one of the most thirstiest people I've seen on Housewives in a long time, outside of Teddi Mellencamp. At least Teddi was a housewife. Moving on. So we had this whole housewarming situation. Charisse was also there. Will Charisse be returning as a friend of? And look, I told you guys this before. I am willing to throw myself under my own bus and tell you, at first I was like, you know what, bring Charisse back. Let's see how she does. And she failed miserably. Miserably. I'm okay with Jackie coming back. I believe Giselle said in a recent interview that Jackie and Mia are in a better place. At least they're talking. So maybe. But I'm open to Jacqueline coming back. I'm open to her coming back because she brought a lot more than Charisse and OG did last season. But apparently Charisse was at this housewarming as well. Again, I implore you, just because she was there doesn't mean that they won't edit her out. Then last night, we had the news break from our friends over at TV Deets in their exclusive. As always, we will be citing our sources so you can read the full story in the description of this video. So last night, TV Deets broke this exclusive that there is a new housewife, and she has a very interesting background. She's Nigerian. She's an attorney. Her father was a cardiologist. I'm surprised I'm remembering all this. I read this last night. Her husband is a doctor. And there's not a lot on her Instagram, but from what I could tell, she knows how to put it together. So let's get into what TV Deets is reporting in regards to this exclusive. So they're writing that she is going to be a new housewife. So Brett, who is over at TV Deets, writes this. Nneka Ihim is joining the cast of RHOP Season 8 as a full-time housewife. I find that interesting that they're saying that she's a full-time housewife. So they said, according to their rock-solid sources, born in Boston, but a Nigerian at heart, Nneka is a licensed attorney specializing in financial technology and has quite the entrepreneurial spirit, as she's the owner of her own champagne line. She's also a graduate of both the University of Michigan and the University of Wisconsin Law School, according to her LinkedIn. Not us on the LinkedIn, a lot of information can get. She's also the daughter of a well-known interventional cardiologist and philanthropist. And I am not going to mispronounce her father's name, but his first name is Leo, and I apologize. I'm not going to even try because I don't want to butcher his last name. So outside of her work as an attorney, she also briefly worked as a correspondent for CNN. What in the Dr. Wendy Estefo is going on? All right. And I've seen your comments because I did post short videos last night on my TikTok. Another reason why you need to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. This is where you'll get the information ASAP, especially in the middle of the night. And a lot of you were saying on my Instagram that, oh, wait a minute. I hope her and Dr. Wendy get along. I hope, if anything, that Dr. Wendy introduces her to the group. So Nneka lives in the Potomac area. Okay, hold on. Does she live in Potomac? Because you know there's quite a few, I think there's only maybe like one housewife that lives in Potomac now, and that's Karen Huger. So they're saying that Nneka lives in Potomac area and is married to Dr. Nneka Ihim, a medical doctor and a night lounge investor. What a mix. But that's the thing. In this day and age, you got to have multiple jobs. I wonder what kind of doctor he is. So Ashley Darby hosted a housewarming party over the weekend that was also the first all-cast event for RHOP Season 8, and newbie Nneka was in attendance. Sources close to production tell TV Deets exclusively. I wonder, was Nneka the one that was filming with Ashley Darby at that restaurant? So while much is not known just yet about the Potomac newbie, Nneka and her husband Nneka made headlines just a few years ago when they threw quite the glamorous DC wedding, which featured a performance from Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage. Sidebar, wasn't Tiwa just in the news where her people on her team were trying to kidnap her?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you guys see that story? I'm glad she's okay and they were able to figure it out before they actually kidnapped her. That's a whole other story. African news is, I wish I could cover it all, y'all, but look, the Kempire Network, once we get bigger, we'll be able to cover everything. But I don't know if you guys saw that news, and I love the collaboration that Tiwa did with Brent. All right, I made too much sidebar. So anyway, based on what we can see here, I'm interested in Nneka. I like the fact that she has her own. You know, because so often when we first were introduced to housewives, they were married to someone rich or connected. We didn't see a lot of women that had their own. Yes, there are a few in the housewives world that we have seen in the early years. But I like with Potomac that we're seeing a lot more now, professional women that are educated, have their own businesses. I like to see it. And like I said, based off her Instagram, I can see she's already bringing it when it comes to the glamour and the fashion and things like that. And from what I've been seeing on social media, a lot of you have been saying, I'm happy to hear about this, but I'm still not going to watch next season because of how everything played out these last couple of seasons. Look, you know, I'm always willing to give people a chance, especially if I gave Portia's Family of Lies a chance. To me, that's the marker. If I can give that a chance, then I can give anything a chance. So look, I want to know your reaction to this. Are you interested in Nneka? Are you interested in possibly all of the housewives coming back next season for the Real Housewives of Potomac season 8? And if anything, Robyn, this might be your last season.
Okay, I don't want to hear anything else out of her mouth about my family.
And I know I feel like we've been saying this for a very long time, and I'm not sure exactly why the producers have kept Robyn for so long, but they have. And I think partially that was all because of Gizelle Bryant. But Gizelle, I feel like your days are numbered, especially with all the problematic things that you're doing off Real Housewives of Potomac. Never mind all the problematic things you do on the show. All of these other things that she's doing on her podcast and on... Your days are numbered too. I didn't even think that was going to come. I was like, no, Gizelle is solid. Giselle's good. No, your job is at stake too, I believe. Because Gizelle, what's your storyline this season? And I said before, you don't need a storyline if you're an interesting person. But Gizelle, you offer a lot less and less every season as the show goes on. Guys, I want to know your thoughts. Are you looking forward to the full cast returning? What do you think about this new newbie, Nneka? Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow my lead.